Ornstein And Smough. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dark Souls walkthrough. In the last episode, we cleared the second half of Anor Londo, and in this episode, it is time for the boss. Now you might be wondering, why are my souls dropped? Well, that's because I actually tried to do this cool intro in a previous attempt, but I kind of got overwhelmed, messed up the intro a whole bunch, and ended up just saying, you know what, F it, let's just do the intro again. And so here we are. But yes, these guys deserve their own episode. So, Ornstein And Smough, probably one of the most iconic bosses in all of Dark Souls, and one of the hardest. These guys are a group fight, 2v1, and they each have very different movesets. So, how to deal with these guys? Well, there's a lot to go over here. First of all, remember those statues that we saw at the start of Anor Londo? Well, these are them. These are those guys. These guys are two of the greatest knights in all of Anor Londo and all of Gwyn's army. So, first up, bit of lore on these guys. Dragon Slayer Ornstein, he is called that because he was the captain of the Knights of Gwyn, and Gwyn's second-hand man, basically, his right-hand man, and pretty much a legendary Dragon Slayer. So, yeah, he's pretty badass. And then you have Executioner Smough. He was an executioner of Gwyn, and he loved his job so much that he actually started to eat the remains of people he executed, and that got him, that prevented him from becoming a Knight of Gwyn, basically. I'm pretty sure that's the law. And so these guys were positioned here to protect what remains within the castle, or within the keep, whatever you want to call this place. So, as for the fight itself, what do? Well, best thing to do is to lure these guys around the room and kite them. With a group fight, it's always best to just wait for your opportunities to strike. So right now I'm just waiting for my opportunity. Right now I've been intentionally avoiding them to talk about them for a bit, but yeah. So yeah, just lure them around, give them the run around, wait for your opportunity to strike, and you should be good. Now, there are two ways that you can approach this fight. You can fight Ornstein first, or you can fight Smough first, because this fight actually has two phases. And depending on which one you kill first, that will actually decide what the second phase actually is. So one is if you kill Smough first, and the other is if you kill Ornstein first. If you kill Ornstein first, you will get Super Smough, who will basically take on Ornstein's power and become more electrified and do increased damage and gain some electrical attacks. And if you kill Smough first, then you will get Super Ornstein, who will grow to very large size and get some extra attacks. So yeah, I will be killing Smough first. But for you newbies out there, I recommend killing Ornstein first, because killing Ornstein first is the easier of the two. But killing Smough first is the cooler of the options, because Ornstein's second phase is a lot cooler than Smough's second phase. Yeah, this fight's pretty tough. I guess I'll see you back there for the next attempt. Alright, round 3 technically, although technically round 2 actually. I don't know why I'm attacking you. No, by the way guys, don't try and attack one and think that will weaken them for the second phase. When one dies, the other gets a full recharge. So yeah, don't try and be clever. Come on, Smough. Come on. Oh, no. That attack is a bit BS. Sometimes he'll just keep charging until he's right up next to you. And that's a little bit BS, because it basically makes it unavoidable. And Ornstein's charge can sometimes be a little unpredictable like that. And my controller is messing up. That's very, very nice. Good timing there, controller. What? So with this fight, again, one of the big things, keep your eye on the two of them, wait for your opportunity, be patient, and just whittle away at their health. Thankfully this claymore is very effective against them, but that's not going to make it any easier. Where's Ornstein? Again, keep your eye on the two of them, and you should be good. I don't actually know if it's better to use lock-on here or not. I find it's better to use lock-on, but just remember to keep the two of them in shot, because you need to keep your eye on them. If you lose track of one, it can be very dangerous. Oh crap. Their attacks can be a bit delayed sometimes, so again, learn the timings. Oh no, 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 ouch! God, that attack is like very annoying, because as I said, sometimes he'll just use it really close to you, and it's just like damn near unavoidable. Oh crap. Okay, we're good. Huh. Ornstein has two kinds of electrical projectile, by the way. He has a slow one, which is slow moving but big damage, and he has a smaller one, which is fast moving but doesn't hone and does way less damage. And there we go, Smough is down. That's one down. Phase 2. Behold, Super Ornstein. He is enlarged and now his attacks have become much more damaging and much larger. And also he has the power of that, a big electric slam. Oh, that's his charge. So most of his moves are carried over from the first phase, but he has some new ones. So yeah. Oh crap. Oh no no no. And that's his uppercut, it will do a lot of damage. Oh. And if he does that, it's a grab. I recommend dodging backwards for that. Oh crap. Oh. And his attacks are pretty delayed, so they're quite hard to dodge. Oh, and there's his charge. Oh. Watch out for that big damage. Oh. Dodge backwards for that. With Smough, pretty much all of his attacks are the exact same as the first phase, just empowered. But with Ornstein, he actually gets some new attacks. Again, all the more reason why he's the cooler of the second phases. I almost feel like he's the intended second phase, you know? Especially considering that he's much like, you know, of a like bigger character in the lore than Smough. Because, you know, captain of the Knights of Gwyn, and basically Gwyn's right-hand man, like that's awesome. Okay, he's going down. We might actually be able to get this in pretty much just 3 attempts. But it won't be, I guarantee it most likely will not be that easy for you guys, because these guys are very tricky. Most players get a big roadblock with Ornstein and Smough. Like when Like when I first fought these guys, it took me like 50 attempts before I finally got them down. They were very tricky. Ooh. And besides, I did that the easy way, like with summoning and like, oh crap. And with like killing like Smough second and all that. And it still took me that many attempts, it was ridiculous. So yeah, these guys are pretty tough, but they're an extremely good boss though. These are actually one of my favourite bosses in the whole franchise, and most people say they are one of, if not the best boss in the original Dark Souls, and hell, one of the best bosses of all time, if anything. And I wouldn't go that far, but I would say they are an exceptionally good boss. Oh, there we go. We might be able to get him. Alright, we can get him. Hiya! And we get the Leo Ring and the Soul of Ornstein. If you kill Smough second, you will get the Soul of Smough, and you won't get a ring. Thank you guys for the honourable duel. Or 2v1, which is still a duel, but still. Very, very good boss. Very tough, but very, very good boss. Hopefully my advice will help you in your great endeavours in doing that boss. Now, up here, we have reached the end of Anor Londo. This 3-part series has finally ended. Yep, this area is pretty damn long, but we finally reached the end of it. And over here, Helm of the Favour and the Armour of the Favour in general. Which of course is Lautrec's armour, which is a really cool armour set. And that's only there because we killed Lautrec, so that's all the more reason to do Lautrec's little mini quest line, because you can get his armour. And again, his armour, very, very cool looking. And over here, get the final bonfire of Anor Londo. And we have a crap ton of souls. Gonna get some vitality, some endurance, some dexterity, and that's good. Stats all around. And in here, Something that has been heavily memed over time. Amazing chest ahead. So, remember that woman that we saw in the paintings and...
Thou hast journeyed far, and overcome much, chosen undead. Come hither, child.
So remember that woman that we saw the paintings of and the big statue of? Here she is. The Sun Princess.
O chosen undead, I am Guinevere, daughter of Lord Gwyn and Queen of Sunlight. Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee. I bequeath the lordvessel to thee.
By the power of the lordvessel, you may now warp between bonfires. Huge, huge deal. Huge item.
And beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices.
And so there we go. With the lordvessel, that is what Frampt told us to grab, and now we have it. So now we can progress to the next part of our quest. But first of all, I must talk with the Sun Princess.
O chosen undead, thou hast journeyed far.
So yes, Princess Guinevere, the daughter of Lord Gwyn, and the Princess of Sunlight. Or Queen of Sunlight, I should say. That is who she is, and that is why we saw her throughout the zone.
Since the day Father his form did obscureth, I have awaited thee, once living, now undead, and a fitting heir to Father Gwyn thou art. O chosen undead, and beseech thee, succeed Lord Gwyn, and inheriteth the fire of our world. A grave and arduous test of metal, yea, it shall be. Indeed, we had felt the warmth of fire, its radiance and the life it sustaineth. Without fire, all shall be a frigid and frightful dark.
Is that so?
Please, Father's role thou should assume, and inheriteth the fire of our world. Thou shalt endeth this eternal twilight, and avert further undead sacrifices. Kingseeker Frampt, the primordial serpent, shall guide thee.
I'm sure he will. Let me enter your covenant. The Ring of the Sun Princess.
Hereafter I, Guinevere, shall serveth as thine guardian. If thou so needest, I shall devote all to thine safety. May thou be one with the sunlight forevermore.
So, that is the Sun Princess covenant. I believe it's pretty much the most useless covenant in the game. Basically, it just means that you'll be a bit more protected somehow when you get invaded. It's not very useful, but if that tickles your pickle, then go for it. I didn't mean for that to sound weird. Ignore what I just said.
Now thou shalt go forth, chosen undead. May thou be one with the sunlight forevermore.
Yeah. Sunlight, blah 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 blah. And it is hot in my room right now, bloody hell. It is like 1,000 degrees in here. Alright, anyway, time to head back to Firelink. But how can we? Well, you forget. We have the lordvessel. We can warp. But first I need to head over to the Undead Parish. So yeah, you can't warp to every bonfire, but you can warp to a select few bonfires. And they're usually quite prominent ones, so yeah. But yeah, you can warp to any bonfire you want in later Dark Souls, but in Dark Souls 1 you can only warp to a select few, so yeah, deal with it. Okay, I must head up to Mr. Man, so that I can make it up to the giant blacksmith, because I did not mean to attack him. Get out of the way, Mr. Men. Alright, anyway, I'll see you up there at Mr. Man. Okay, we are at Mr. Oswald. I keep forgetting his name.
Greetings, and welcome back. I am pleased to see the preserving my humanity.
What's that mean? Anyway, request absolution. It requires 26,500 souls. Really, really expensive. I can't remember exactly what it is. I think it's like 20,000 plus 10 times your level, something like that. Something along those lines. And yeah, it's very, very expensive to request absolution, but I must do it. I must make it up to the giant blacksmith.
You're not welcome.
Yeah. Insane laugh, blah, 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 blah. Where are my souls? Where are my souls? I require some souls. Gonna use a soul of a hero. Here we go. Lots of souls.
Greetings. Just in time.
Yeah. Request absolution. There we go. So now next time I see a giant blacksmith, he won't be angry with me. Thank God. You are cleansed of sin. Goody. Now, don't do what I did. Don't accidentally hit NPCs, because then you have to do that every single time if you want to talk to them again. It's not only expensive as hell, but also you feel like an absolute jerk.
If thou committeth a crime, bring myself back here. There is no misdoing that I cannot undo.
What is with you? Why are you so weird? Anyway, time to use Homeward Bone, and it is time to head to Firelink. Because we must deliver this lovely present to Mr. Framt. Let us warp-a-rooney. Shwoom. And here we are. And look who it is. Siegmeyer.
Well, fancy meeting you here. You did much for me up above. I am grateful. You know, I was thinking the gates, the old fortress. Was that your doing?
Yes, indeed it was.
Yes, I knew it. It seemed like an unlikely coincidence. Well, am I fortunate. This Knight of Katarina thanks you sincerely. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude.
Emit Force. A rather interesting miracle. I don't think it's the best, but it's kind of interesting.
There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
Indeed, you do you, Siegmeyer. So next time we see him, he will be down in Blight Town. That's what he means when he says he's venturing down below. So yeah, if you want to see him next, go down there. Now, I must return something. Return the Firekeeper's soul, indeed. Return the soul to its owner. And now, something has changed.
Thank you. I am Anastasia of Astora. Now I can continue my duty as a keeper. But I only hope that my impure tongue does not offend.
Not at all, Anastasia. So, now Anastasia of Astora has been restored, the Firekeeper of Firelink, and she can speak now, which is quite interesting. But although she wishes not to speak, pretty sad.
Forgive me. I am impure. My tongue never intended for restoration. Please, if you have any heart, leave me be. I wish not to speak.
Alright, Anastasia. I'll leave you alone. Keep on your duty. Alright, so now the fire of Firelink has been reignited. Fantastic. Ah, good old Firelink fires. Now, there's quite a few NPCs to talk to now. over here, if you remember from Sen's Fortress, it's Logan. He has returned to Firelink.
Oh, hello again. I was waiting to tell you. Master Logan has returned, and he tells me that he has you to thank. Well, we are both in your debt now. Thank you, sincerely. He's just over there. Go along and have a chat.
Indeed, I would love to, but I like you, Quicks.
Oh, hello. Terrific to see you. And
Ah, not gonna talk to me, eh? Well, fuck you too.
Hello there. I was expecting you. As promised, I will share my sorceries. I'm afraid that you are unable to learn sorcery. The basic framework, you see, it cannot be taught. Oh, do not fret. Life isn't all about sorcery. You will find your own way. Don't frown with regret. Peer forward, with your head high.
So Logan will not speak to us because we do not have enough intelligence. In order to speak to him, you need even more intelligence than with Griggs. You need like 18 or something like that, or 16 to talk with Logan, so you need a fair amount. So yeah, he'll pretty much only talk to sorcerers, like really. But he offers some really nice sorceries, so highly recommend you speak with him.
Hello there. Glad to see you alive.
Glad to see you alive too. I don't know what it is about that statement, it almost feels like a little bit patronising. I don't really like sorcerers in Dark Souls, they always feel really condescending and like bigoted, you know? Especially considering that they like, you know, they see pyromancy as they see pyromancy as like primitive. It's a bit real douchey. Anyway, so over here, remember I spoke about him before? Look who it is, it's Domho of Xena.
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
Indeed. Now his catalogue, or whatever, will have actually changed since last time. Now he is selling Golem armour and Ornstein's armour. So yeah, that's another thing he does. He sells boss armour, and he only sells the boss armour once you've killed the respective boss. So yeah, pretty damn nice. The boss armour sets are really, really cool. So yeah, really, really nice. And I need to buy something from him because I need to get his tips. So let's buy some arrows.
Well, I'm certain we will make a good trade eventually. So I am willing to share some tips. The cursed ghosts of New Londo are formidable foes. To face them, you will require special arms, or a cursed body. The quickest way to be cursed? Try the bug-eyed lizards in the sewer. Desperate measures, to be sure.
So yes, the ghosts of New Londo. If you remember New Londo, that area underneath Firelink, that is why you need those transient curses, because the ghosts down there, yes, there are ghosts down there, they can only be fought when you're cursed, and transient curses will fake a curse, so you don't have to be cursed to fight them, you can just use transient curses. But if you run out of those, then what you need is to actually be cursed, which is pretty horrible. Or you need special arms, which is a special weapons that are like abyss weapons, basically, or cursed weapons, and those will allow you to attack the ghosts. But only a few weapons in the game are actually cursed. So yeah. I don't recommend getting cursed for them, but if you don't have any transient curses for whatever reason, and for some reason you can't buy any because you can buy some, then getting cursed is the way to do it. But again, just use transient curses.
You are a fine trading partner. Rumour it may be, but I have heard of a surviving ancient dragon who resides in this land. A coterie of undead serves the dragon, as they train to become dragons themselves. Sounds unlikely, but you never know, do you?
An ancient dragon residing somewhere in this land, training to become dragons yourself? How bizarre. Maybe someday we will come across it.
Thank you. That was a fine trade. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon. And we'll make another fine trade, of course.
Indeed, Domho. I love trading with you. And that's all the advice he has, unfortunately. But some pretty good advice. Nice little tidbits. Okay, I'm gonna head back over to Firelink and see that. Okay, next up we must talk with Laurentius.
Oh, hello there. You've been a stranger these days. Why? What spectacular pyromancy? Tell me about it. I have never seen anything like it.
Now, what he's referring to there is the Great Chaos Fireball. If you have a particularly high level pyromancy flame or some sort of chaos pyromancy, then Laurentius will question it. And you need to tell him no. You need to not tell him what it is and where you got it from, because if you tell him, he will try and go and get it himself, and he will actually end up going hollow in Blighttown. So yeah, don't tell him where you get it. Protect him.
I see. I suppose I was mistaken. In any case, I definitely trust you. Apologies, my friend. Forget that I said anything.
Sorry, Laurentius, but it's for your own good.
My teacher, whom I imagine still resides in the Great Swamp, had a funny way of putting it. He said that pyromancy is the ultimate fantasy. We are born into dark and warmed by fire, but this fire we cannot touch. Those whose fascination with fire persists learn to hold it in their own hand. He rather had a way with words, the old withering frog.
How interesting.
In this land, pyromancers earn a certain respect. The Witch of Izalith, one of the legendary lords, is the godmother of pyromancy. So the day I became undead, I was ecstatic. I felt as if I'd been chosen to attune myself to the ancient arts. Of course, it wasn't all that romantic in the end.
Indeed not. Being undead kinda sucks.
Goodbye then. Be safe, friend. Don't you dare go hollow.
I won't, Laurentius. Now, we're not going to talk with Fram just yet, who is having a sleep, but we will talk with him in a minute. Over here, Petrus. But he's without his companions. Where are his companions? Petrus, what's up?
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far, but no sight of her. Where could she have gone? My lady, to think I swore to protect you with my life.
So, he's become separated from her, and they went into the catacombs. Maybe if we go into the catacombs we might find them. Maybe.
Your Highness, where have you gone? I am entirely to blame for this. Oh, woe is me. I am unworthy, deathly so.
Oh, blah blah blah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miracles, was it? Sometimes I lose myself. Pay me no mind.
Shut up. So, why aren't you, searching for them? Why are you just sitting here? You're an odd one, Petrus. Anyway, I have someone I need to talk to. Framt. Hey, Framt. Hey, Framt. Wakey, wakey.
No, I'm fine. Well and wide awake. Do not treat me like an old withering snake.
Get up, you lazy lout. I got a present.
Heavens, you have done it. You have retrieved the lordvessel. After 1,000 years, it is you. It is really you. Forgive me. I really should calm down. Now, let us take that vessel on a journey. I assume that you are ready. Now, be still. This is the Firelink Chamber for the successor of Lord Gwyn. Now, place the lordvessel on the altar.
Well, what an interesting way to travel. So, the Firelink Chamber. What an interesting place. And you want me to place the lordvessel on the altar, eh? What if I don't want to?
What is it? Place the lordvessel on the altar. No reason for pause at this point.
What if I don't want to?
What is it? No?
Okay, you got nothing else to say? Fine, fine, I'll place it on the altar. So, all those doors that we saw, the yellow doors in Anor Londo and whatnot, they have now opened. One was in the catacombs, one was in the demon ruins, and the other was of course that door we saw in Anor Londo. They have now all opened. And we can rest at the lordvessel, just like any other bonfire. So, it is time for the next stage of our quest.
Very well. As Kingseeker, I shall now instruct you, the Lord's successor, in your next task. To achieve your fate, fill the vessel with powerful souls, commensurate to the great soul of Gwyn. Scarce few possess such brilliant souls. Grave Lord Nito, the Witch of Izalith, the 4 kings of New Londo, who inherited the shards of Gwyn's soul, and Lord Gwyn's former confidant, Seath the Scaleless. All of their souls are required to satiate the lordvessel. Are you ready? Then we shall return. Stay still for a moment.
So, we have our goal. Defeat the 4 lords and get their souls and use them to feed the lordvessel. And then we can venture in past that door and defeat Gwyn and succeed him.
I am pleased to see you well. Is it?
Yeah.
The beings who possess these souls have outlived their usefulness, or have chosen the path of the wicked. As the primordial serpent, I implore you to defeat them and claim their souls. Let there be no guilt. Let there be no vacillation.
Indeed there will not. So, those are our targets. The 4 kings of New Londo. Anyway, as I was saying, the 4 kings of New Londo, the Witch of Izalith, Seath the Scaleless, and Grave Lord Nito. And if you remember, we saw most of those in the intro cinematic. It is time to finally face them and take their souls. And some horrible sounds from feeding him coins.
Farewell, chosen undead. I remain here and await thee.
Indeed. And with that, I think it is time to wrap this one up, guys. Lots of talking in this one, but it is setting up for a whole new stage of the game, so you can understand. It is now time to enter into the second half of Dark Souls. Yes, the second half. All of that, what we've done so far, that was just the first half. The second half is got a lot of stuff, a lot more challenge, a lot more bosses, and a lot more story. So, be prepared for that. But anyway, Thank you guys so much for watching. In the next episode, we will be venturing out into the lands to search for these lords. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.